Night had fallen over Rio de Janeiro, wrapping the city in the soft glow of streetlights and drizzle. A gentle rain tapped against the old windowpanes of a worn-out apartment building in Copacabana. Inside, the faint sound of laughter echoed from an old television set playing reruns of Escolina do Professor Raimundo. The laughter came from another time, another life, when Brazil gathered around their TV screens to watch those unforgettable characters, each bringing a slice of humor that made people forget their troubles. But tonight, in that dim apartment, one of those very actors sat alone, her frail hands trembling as she held a cup of coffee. Cida, once known as the hilarious Dona Cacilda, was no longer the vibrant woman who had audiences howling with laughter. Her face, lined by years of struggle, carried the quiet weight of memories. The walls of her room were filled with old photos, moments of fame, laughter, and glory. There she was beside Chico Anicio, the brilliant creator of the show. In another picture, the whole class of Professor Raimundo smiled together, their faces young and full of light. Looking at them now, Cida could almost hear the echoes of their laughter. But that laughter was long gone. Many of her colleagues had already left this world. Some died quietly, others went out tragically. Their endings were nothing like the bright beginnings they had once dreamed of. Cida thought of Jorge, the man who had played Rolando Luro. He had been the charming talker of the class, always spinning stories and jokes. Off-screen he was the same, full of energy, life, and wit. But when the lights went off and the audience moved on, so did the world. He fell ill, and the calls stopped coming. The friends who once surrounded him disappeared into their own lives. He died alone in a small hospital room, his last wish being to hear the laughter of an audience one more time. Then there was Zé Bonitinho, the self-proclaimed handsome man. For years, he was adored by fans for his exaggerated confidence and comic charm. But life was not as kind as his stage persona. When he got sick, the television networks that once fought for his talent didn't even send a message. He spent his final months in silence, clutching old scripts and photographs. His laughter, once a source of joy for millions, became just a whisper in the corridors of memory. Catafunda's story was perhaps the hardest for Cida to think about. That woman had a spark unlike anyone else. She was funny, fierce, and full of soul. When times were good, she used to buy meals for the whole cast. But when the offers stopped coming, she was the first to fall into hardship. Cida remembered visiting her years ago, finding her at a street market selling handmade jewelry. She was smiling, still cracking jokes at customers, hiding her pain behind humor. A comedian never stops performing, she had said, her eyes shining with a bittersweet pride. Others from their family met similar fates.